Hi everybody, we're going to try page 78, E2-4, and just sit back and watch the yellow circles as we continue. In this problem, what we're trying to do is do a partial balance sheet. So the problem gave us a few asset accounts, and if you notice on the bottom, I have on line 13, 14, 15, 16, I have a little color code. So the color code is yellow for current assets, blue for property, plant, and equipment, and green for intangible. So step number one. Let's identify the accounts above if they're current property or intangible. So let's go through and find the current assets first. So step one, prepaid insurance. And let me get a color code up here. It'll be yellow for that one. Land, no. Goodwill, no. Inventory, prepaid. Current asset. Color code it yellow. Jump over to the other column. We got building, no. Cash. So cash should be a current asset, yellow. And then accounts receivable, yellow. So I think that's those four would be our four current assets. Now look at property, plant, and equipment. So again, I'm going to start on the left-hand side. We have land, and this one is going to be blue. Goodwill, no. Trademarks, no. Building on the right-hand side, that is going to be PPE, so that's blue. And accumulated depreciation is also blue. So that looks like it takes care of the property, plant, and equipment accounts. And the only two are left will be our intangible. So we have goodwill, and color that green. And then finally trademarks, color that green. Alright, so we identified our assets into the three categories. Next step is let's set up a little partial income statement. So I'm going to do it off to the side. Name of the company, let's type that in, H.J. Hines. What are we doing? We're doing a balance sheet. I guess I can't type, I got an I there. So let's correct that to a J. And correct the right letter there, Jim. Alright, finally got it, yes. Alright, now this is a balance sheet. And the date is April 30th, 2014. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to link everything. So I'm not going to try to type as hardly anything, as long as I got it color coded pretty good. Alright, so first one is our current assets. And now I'm going to go and find my current assets. So my very first one is cash. And again, all I'm going to do is type them in right now. Not type them in, but link them. So notice what I'm doing here. I got an equal sign. And that tells Excel that I'm going to do something. And I'm just going to click on my account receivable, which is cell F9. And I'm going to hit enter. And if you notice, the word came along with it. And then we have inventory. I'm going to hit equal again. Go over to my inventory, click on it, and then finally prepaid insurance. Click on it. So now we have the four accounts that we have in yellow, and I'm going to put a total, type in the word total, and once I have that, I'm going to get the dollar amounts. So make sure I get this right line and the right dollar. So cash, again I see my equal sign up here. So equal sign, hit my 373, enter. Accounts receivable, go up to my number. Remember, I started with my equal sign, enter. Inventory, equal, enter. And then finally, prepaid insurance, equal, enter. So that's our four accounts that we had highlighted yellow for our current assets. So now I want to get a total. So I'm just going to add this down. I'm going to go over to my column to my right, just get a subtotal. I'm going to hit auto sum up on top, and if you notice what it's saying up here, it says what do you want to add. I'm going to click on cell N10, and with my mouse hold it down with my left button, bring it down, let go, and hit enter, and there's my 2908,320, which I think is our total current assets. So then the next step would be our property, plant, and equipment. I'm going to highlight this, just bring this over. Here's our property, plant, and equipment. And remember we have two accounts here, and those are, or three accounts. Those are the blue accounts. So land, then building, equal. Again, notice I'm not typing anything. And then finally accumulated depreciation. And I think I'm going to wrap this text. I guess I'm not going to wrap this text. Make this just a little bit larger for myself. Alright, let me redo this one. Alright, I'm going to try it one more time for accumulated depreciation again. So again, equal. Hit this accumulated. It's going over one cell too much, so I'm going to try to cut it, and I'm going to try to bring it over one cell and see if that works. And that works. And what I'm going to do is widen the cell just a little bit. Alright, so our numbers are there. I mean, our words are there. Alright, I'm going to go with land, equal, get my land number. Building, get our building number. Now, with accumulated depreciation, remember, this is a contra account, so it has to be opposite. So this means it's going to be a minus number. So I'm going to hit equal, and then I'm going to hit a minus sign and make it a negative number. And then I'm going to go get to that cell and punch it in. So there's our total. I'm going to type in the word total. And then off to the side, do a sum button again, and it's saying, what do you want to add? And I'm going to click, looks like N16, bring it down a few lines, let go, and enter. So that's our property, plant, and equipment. And then the only other category we have left is the intangible. So there's our intangible. And I could have entered a, clicked and got this line right here, this C16. I could have dragged that over, but I did, I typed that particular one. All right, equal for the intangible, we have goodwill. And then we have trademarks. Now, got the accounts in there. Let's just add up get our dollars for those accounts. Goodwill. Clicked on the cell. And then finally, trademarks, and click on our cell. And one more thing, let's do the total for intangible. Sum them. I'm coming up to the top. And again, choose which ones you want to add. Enter. And the very last thing we'll do for this exercise is add the three categories for our total assets. And what we're going to do is sum the three. So notice when I hit my sum button right here, it's saying I'm just going to add the 4740, but I'm going all the way up to the 2909 with my mouse. Left click, drag it down, and enter. And let's put a little box around this thing, this total. And let's color code the current assets based on what we have in a color code that we began with. So our current assets would be yellow. So I'm going to highlight my number, go up to the paint bucket, hit yellow. That's our current assets. Property and plant and equipment was blue. So I'm highlighting that. And finally, our intangible was green. And we have it. Done. So we took the assets, is what we did. We took our assets, we identified the asset categories. We did a color code. In step one, we went up and we color coded all the assets to help us identify it. Step two, we created a shell for our balance sheet. We didn't type anything. We tried to link as much as we can. That way we won't create any errors in typing. And we formed our current assets, came up with a total. We formed our property, plant, and equipment, came up with a total. And we formed our intangible, came up with a total. And finally we added them all together and we have the answer for the author. Total assets are $9,627,480. How was that? Not too bad. All right, see you later in the next exercise.